Welcome to another new home tour in Florida. Today we're checking out Ocala, and if this is the first time on this channel, your first time, my name is Joe Denny Ogando. I'm a Central Florida realtor, and I'm also a mortgage broker. So I can help you on the real estate side, on the mortgage side as well. I've been doing this for over 5 years, help hundreds of families. I'm originally from the Northeast in the Bronx, New York. I also lived in Manhattan as well. So I'm able to help you with your relocation needs from state to state, help customers in different states, different countries. So if that sounds like a valuable contact to make with me, consider subscribing to the channel, drop a like on the video. My direct phone number is 407-759-5677. Let's check out this beautiful home in Ocala, Florida. So the front of this home faces northeast. I know that's important to some of the clients, which direction the front of the house faces. I'm on a journey to find some of the best deals in Florida for you, the viewer, and potential future clients, as well as my returning viewers and returning clients as well. I know some of you are watching, hello. And today is no exception. Close to 1,700 square feet, 4 beds, 2.5 bath. A lot of these Ocala homes that are in the 300s are small. They're like 3 beds, 2 bath, but today I found a 4 bed, 2.5 bath, close to 1,700 square feet. We have no HOA and no CDD. So if you want that privacy lifestyle, you want that restriction-free living, you want to just relax on your home, this is going to be the home for you. It's currently on the market. The seller on this property is super motivated to sell it, and we got some great deals. So reach out for that. So when reaching out to me, a phone call or a text message would probably be the best way. My hours of operation is we're 7 days a week open till 10 p.m. The reason why we're open so late is because we help people in different time zones. So sometimes somebody in California, where it's like 6 o'clock over there and 9 o'clock over here, they would call and other realtors may not pick up the phone because they're already clocked out. But not us, we're here ready to help until 10 p.m. Eastern time. So one of the benefits of working with a realtor is if you were to reach out to the seller's agent directly or the builder or developer, their best interest is to get themselves or the seller the best deal. With me, I'm able to negotiate the best deal for you because I have no loyalty to one individual property unless it's my listing. In this scenario, I'll be helping you as a buyer's agent and I'm looking for the best deal for you. So with a quick phone call, you're kind of telling me what your criteria is. In a matter of minutes, I can have a list put together of different opportunities, whether it's brand new homes, resale homes, fix and flips, build from the dirt up. I have construction loans as well. I can help you in all those different scenarios. Now, this home is currently for sale at $302,000. This is when you first walk in, you have this massive living room right over here. We have close to 1,700 square feet in this property, and this one is beautiful. And then as you walk down, you hit the kitchen here. You have this massive island, upgrade countertops throughout, beautiful stainless steel appliances. The light fixtures are nice as well. Cabinet colors are awesome. You have a nice sized pantry here. I really like that this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. You have an extra bathroom there for the guests where they don't have to go into like your main bathrooms. And the half bathroom is right over here, right next to the garage, right next to where the 3 bedrooms are at. And then you have the privacy of your master suite, primary suite on the other wing of the house. That whole section is gonna be your bedroom, your 2 walk-in closets, and your bathroom with a beautiful tub and a nice sized shower. A lot of the times when you're looking for a home and you go on Google and you just start typing Orlando, Florida for sale, Orlando homes for sale, Ocala homes for sale, what's gonna happen is you're not gonna get the best deals that pop up right away. You're gonna see the builders, developers, and agents with the most marketing dollars who pay to be on those first few pages of Google. So you gotta be careful not to be fooled by that, because that doesn't mean necessarily you're gonna get the best deal. Because I've seen some of the best deals from developers and builders you've never heard of, because they just save all their money and they just give the buyer the biggest savings, versus the big builders that put all the money into marketing, and then you're paying for that when you pay more for the property itself, and the finishes could be pretty similar. So what you wanna do is you wanna reach out to me directly and kind of let me know what your criteria is and what you're looking for, and then I'll put a custom list together for you, and that would actually include all of the builders. And there's not gonna be a bias towards one or the other, because I work with all the builders. And then on the other side of the house is where you have your primary suite. You got your bedroom here, the 2 walk-in closets, beautiful bathroom with a huge tub and a huge shower as well. If you enjoyed this tour, let me know, drop a comment down below, and also like the video as well. We're about to head to the home office in a bit. Let me know what you think about this house. All right, so we're back at the home studio for a little bit. For those of you who have seen my videos before, you know what I'm about to talk about, so you can finish the video now. For those of you who are new here, this is where we're gonna talk about the steps of buying a home, some of the numbers associated with that, and as well as some things to look at as far as life expectancy goes with some of the big items. So as far as like some of the steps when you're buying a home, one of the first steps is consulting with a real estate agent like myself. We're able to put together like a synopsis of like what you're looking for, your time frame, budget, and especially with someone like me, I'm also able to help you with your mortgage needs. I'm also a licensed mortgage broker account executive. So with one credit pool, I'm able to shop multiple lenders at one time to see what type of programs you qualify for, what type of options there are, if there's any down payment assistance programs. We have all sorts of different programs being a mortgage broker. So after we get past that initial consultation of kind of like seeing what you're looking for, and you know, some of my clients call me from other states, so this could be like a Zoom call, this could be a phone call, but there's a lot of times where someone calls me, right? They're hyped up, they saw my video on a weekend and they call me and they're like, oh, I'm looking for this, start sending me this, and then completely ghost. And then there's times where we take the extra step of doing that consultation and actually talking about the goals and everything, and those relationships have, you know, blossomed into actual transactions, and those nurtures were so much better. So depending on how motivated you are, I'm gonna pick up the phone or call you back, but you get to decide where it goes next, where it's just a property list being sent to you that doesn't go anywhere because you have 30 different realtors sending you property lists, or if you actually need someone like me who sold hundreds of homes, is also in the mortgage industry as well as the real estate industry, and actually knows what they're doing, and have gone through many different scenarios where I might have, you know, a thing or two I can, you know, help you with on your journey. So you get to decide that. But basically, you first want to do that consultation and talk about what the needs are. Then we want to start putting the property list together, you know, tailored to like how, you know, what you're looking for. And I do this 2 ways. I have an automated search and I have a manual search. Sometimes the automated search goes out too many times where it ends up in your junk or spam folder. After we've identified the properties that you want to check out, we go check them out either in person, or we'll do a video tour for you where we'll send you like a recording of it or virtual tour. And then we want to negotiate the offer. So those steps are, consulting with an agent, putting the property search together, getting pre-approved if you need to, or having your proof of funds ready, seeing the properties, negotiating an offer. Then we get into the contract. Now we're helping you handle the communications between the title company, the home inspectors, the appraisers, the lenders, the surveyors, everyone that's involved in the transaction. So you want to get a home inspection within the first week, as well as start the escrow file with the title company. Then in the second to third week, we want to get, the appraisal ordered, the survey ordered, the title company is working on the title work, lenders working on the lending work. I'm making sure like a puppet master that everyone's doing their part, and communicating with everybody. And then around the third to fourth week, we're wrapping things up and we're trying to see, was there any issues, any repairs, any renegotiations, any appraisal issues, any cloud on the title or title issues, or anything that can go wrong, to try to clear that up before we do the final clear to close. Within 72 hours of that property closing, title company is they're going to try to be ready, lender's going to be ready, they're going to rebalance numbers, you're going to see the numbers, and we're going to see what you're going to sign at closing as far as a settlement statement goes a few days before the closing, sometimes the day of or the day before, but normally you'll have access to that before you get to like the closing table, so there's no surprise on what the numbers are going to be. And in all those steps, it could take anywhere from 3 weeks to like 6 weeks or even longer, depending on, what could go wrong. And who you work with does matter, because sometimes we can kind of like see in advance, this might be an issue. For example, I went to a property and I saw that one of the panels on the electrical was outdated. And I simply made a comment that this might need to be replaced and it might cause insurance issues. And lo and behold, yes, it caused insurance issues. And then that property was still on the market like a few months later also, because the seller was trying to truly sell it as is. And we were trying to explain that in its current condition, it's not insurable to new standards. So who you work with does make a difference on sometimes how the journey is going to go. Now, when it comes to life expectancy on some of the items on the house, I have like a pamphlet here, which an inspector gave me, kind of like detailing what the life expectancy is. Now, this can change based on, how you maintain those items and everything. But something to keep in mind when you're buying a resale home or even a new construction home is the life expectancy of a roof can be anywhere from 12 to 15 years if it's shingles. So sometimes you'll get it like pressure washed or cleaned up real good, but the inspector's job is to determine how much life is left on that roof. And if there's not a lot of life left on it, the insurance companies might give you issues when you're trying to buy the home, trying to reinsure that. So the current coverage doesn't just disappear. For example, the new coverage might not be an option if there's not much life left on it. There's many different ways to negotiate a roof. Sellers can go and get it replaced. They can throw a concession on the deal. If the house appraised for higher than what you're buying it for, we can raise the price of the house, ask for some concessions back. The seller nets the same amount of money, and you're able to finance or walk out with cash at closing to do some of those repairs that you want to do. Now, getting insurance temporarily sometimes is an issue as well if you have one of those big items that need to be addressed, but we have our workarounds that we've done before. So as far as like roofs go, 12 to 15 years. If it's a standard shingle, if it's a metal roof, you got up to 60 years coverage there, 60 years. Now, as far as cooling goes, central air, 10 to 15 years, depending on how you maintain it. We had one instance where we showed the house and the HVAC was like 29 years old, but that thing still ran smooth. So what the seller did was they basically added a home warranty to the equation just in case if it goes bad in the first 12 months, because they were not going to replace it. If they kept maintaining it every year and got parts replaced and everything, they just were not going to pay the expense to get that fixed. And it was almost a deal breaker, but it was working perfectly fine, and the buyer was okay with getting a home warranty on it. Now, as far as plumbing goes, if the property's on septic or well, septic, the sewer pump, 5 to 10 years, and then the well pump, about 10 years. So when you're buying a property with septic or well, you want to get those inspected as well. It will cost more money to get those inspections, but trust me, it could save you some money if there's potential issues that you can't see at the moment, to negotiate that before the deal is closed. So it's worth it, in my opinion, to pay for those extra inspections. And then as far as appliances go, a dishwasher could last 5 to 12 years, a dryer 10 to 25 years, garbage disposal 5 to 12, oven range 15 to 20, and a washing machine 5 to 15 years. Those are some of the life expectancy of some of those items throughout the house, for you to keep in mind when you're buying a property. Now, always consult with a professional inspector to actually check the property out, obviously, to get their opinion on that. Now, as far as like what it costs to buy a home, I have in front of me a settlement statement from a recent closing that we did. And I wanted to go over what's going to be outlined on this document that you're going to sign at closing. So you're going to have the section with the financials first, which is going to show the sale of the property price, any deposits, any loan amount. So what you're buying it for, what deposit you put down, and then what the mortgage is going to be on it. If there is one, that's going to be right there. Prorations and adjustments. So any county taxes are there, HOA assessments are there, anything that has to do with the prorations or adjustments are going to be there. The next section is going to be loan charges. That's where you're going to see any points, origination fees, underwriting fees, flood certification, tax certification, prepaid interest, and then you have loan charges and other loan charges. Impounds are next. So we have homeowners insurance in there as the impounds, and then title charges are going to be on the next section. And then we're going to have commissions. Depending on when you're watching this video, if it's before August 17th, 2024, commissions are being handled a certain way. And then after August, or on August 17th and after, commissions are being handled a different way. And they're going to be paid out a little bit differently. It's going to be negotiated up front with the buyers, because for a long time, the sellers were the ones that just flat out paid the commission. Now they're changing some of the rules up, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, but we have our ways of how we're going to navigate those waters when the time comes. Depending on when you're watching this video, the way that the commission is being paid out can change. So that's something your buyer's agent or me would negotiate directly with you. Commissions is next. Government recording and transfer charges, any payoffs on the mortgage is going to be next, and any miscellaneous fees. Now, one of the things that's very confusing when you're buying a house is property taxes and homeowners insurance. So what happens is, when you're buying a property, the property taxes are going to be prorated between the seller and the buyer. And the scary part is that a lot of people see it as, oh, the taxes went up. Well, no, the taxes were reassessed eventually after you bought the property. So what happens is, sometimes homes don't go for sale for a very long time, and they're at a certain, rate with their taxes, or, tax amount every month. And then after some years of the home being sold, the current tax rates or whatever are going to be higher. So when the home gets reassessed about a year later, the property taxes are going to adjust to what they should be. And it scares a lot of people, because that means that the numbers are going up. Because a lot of times when you're buying homes, a lot of times they're a little bit higher. You're buying it at a higher price than what they sold before. There are some times in like the luxury market where you're buying houses that were super expensive and they get super low, but based on my history and my sales, our averages are like 350K price points. We've sold over $34 million in homes, and at an average of like 350, those are like gonna be like scenarios where they appreciated as we help those buyers buy those. Not too many scenarios where they depreciated. So the property taxes get adjusted up. And what happens after that is the homeowner's insurance is also charged up front. So property taxes, homeowner's insurance is charged up front to get paid out at closing. But then your mortgage is due about a month or two later, and you're going to see it again monthly now, property taxes and insurance, and that confuses people. But what's happening is they're prepaying it now for the next payment for the following year. And the mortgage company is putting that into an escrow account, where at the end of the year, or when it's due, they'll then make that payment for you. And what's scary is that if the lender you're working with doesn't escrow the correct amount, then what happens is there could be a shortage when that time comes, and then you'll have to pay the difference at that time. And another thing is, sometimes to make deals work, lenders will just use the current tax bill and not tell anyone that it's gonna readjust. And it could be a scenario where they're super close in DTI for qualifying. And if anyone were to say anything about that, then they may not qualify. So the lender doesn't say anything. And then a year later, you get surprised with that bill and it's higher, and you truly can't afford the house anymore. So that's just it's a tragedy that then you have to sell your house, or short sell it, or rent it out, or do something, because you're surprised a year later, when you just finished settling into your beautiful home, that now it's going to be more expensive. That's information on property taxes, the numbers, life expectancy, and what to expect on when you're buying a home.